Good morning to all of you. Putana today. Welcome to Environmental Management and Cleaner Production. 2018 Semester 6B2 Manufacturing Food Process Technology IM students. So today, the beginning of the class is the ending of the previous session. So we just discussed about ecosystems. We mentioned that this is something like learning about ecosystem is something like a huge iceberg. Yes. So our understanding may be like a tip. Yes. That's all. So ecosystems understanding is the most important thing in sustainability, environmental management, clean production, and even sustainable developments. Whatever, okay, when it comes to the very, how to say, noble development and growth of societies, organizations, nations, and even companies. So this is very important. Okay, this is very important. Today, our Mr. Menaka supposed to do the presentation on ecosystem. So I just waited for Menaka. Is Menaka there? Menaka there? Looks Menaka is still not in today. So I put this.
අබානේ තියෙන කේවනේ.
So I put today topics of interest. Okay, today topics of interest. Understanding ecosystem, understanding business ecosystem, understanding your customers, ecosystem connectivity. So here ecosystem is more than the environment. Finally, all links to environment, that's true. Right? So the HRM, human resource management and human resource challenges connecting to ecosystem. Now, why this human resources is still the issue? Human resources. It's a huge issue. So the video also related to human resources. Humans and human resources. Yeah. So the fifth item is can't we be entrepreneurs? So the subject is environmental management and cleaner production. That is true. But when it comes to the background preparation, for you to have a very good useful knowledge, we have to have this base. That's why it is very important. So here, that's why I asked you to watch this two videos. I think you have watched this. Simple English. It's quite clear. I think you know about this person. Okay, you know about this person. Now he is no more. Late Mr. Lee Kuan, Honorable Mr. Lee Kuan. So even we have a great respect for him. It is like this. So he built Singapore, and Singapore is at this stage today simply because of this person. Simply because of this person. So his leadership, his vision, yes, his understanding and his will. He understands people, people also understand him. So if I say, even those days in Singapore, if you say that a living God, that is also Honorable Mr. Lee Kuan Yew, who is a lawyer by profession. Okay, but he's a great world leader. Okay, world leader. So And now he is no more, but he is well respected even now in the hearts and minds of the Singapore people. So this is one justification that his mind is towards Singapore is like a god, but he is not venerated. He is like a god. And this is a proof that goods are not soft. Okay, they are very tough. So don't expect goods to be so soft. They are so pampering, no such thing. They are very tough people. So when you see very tough people leading the societies, they may have some vision and goals, and they have overall understanding. They know how to drive, and no one can stop. So Lee Kuan Yew is like this. So this is a proof that gods are not soft at all. Okay, so and they are living beings. So when they pass away, people respect them still. Yes, his energy and power still may be supporting Singapore because he's the father of Singapore. As long as Singaporeans are living, no matter father is not visible, but that energy is there with the people. That's why we should respect our seniors. So we should not forget. Even Singapore cannot forget Lee Kuan. He's the father of Singapore. He will be in all the hearts and minds of the future generation. As long as that is the case, Singapore will survive. That is very important. And also, he is a very good listener. He's a very good listener. And sometimes he is like a child. Sometimes he's very tough and very fierce. So people love him, Singapore people. Even I appreciate, I love him very much. This Lee Kuan Yew. He's great, really. So when you go through these videos, and if you know how Singapore perform, you can appreciate him, his team. Okay, so even Singapore Airline is one of the lifelines of Singapore. So one of the busiest and world-class airports. It's a transit point. You can see in between every 5 to 10 minutes, not 5 to 10 minutes, maybe within 5 minutes, even you can see. Some flights are landing, some are taking off. And this is a world-class airline. Okay, this is a world-class airline. So their business models all different. So they are really doing very well, the Singapore Airlines. So this is not a one-day game. And this has been built and still being built. Yes. That's why it's continuous, and the continual growth is there. Yes. But our one, you can see Sri Lankan Airlines is still struggling. So it is in a very funny shape. It's now limited to regional airline, as a regional airline. So by right, a national carrier should represent that country. It's a pride for the country, but Sri Lankan Airlines, we don't have that pride because there are no anything to make us being proud. That's the situation. So we have started this in 1970s. Those days maybe we had a great pride, but now it's reduced and still maintained very. Yeah. For us, we think it is good, but this is not a big thing compared to this world-class level national airlines. So the difference mainly the leadership, the leadership responsible to the nation. He or she should understand the economic, socio-economic advantages of such enterprises. and they will go into the fullest. Of course, there are even recent, there are very successful uh, airlines and the businesses developing something like a miraculous ways. And again, that is leadership. Leadership matters. Yes. So it is very difficult thing to understand leaderships, but leaders are different from one to another. You cannot copy leader, but there is a leader within you and me all. And if our leadership will not wake up, okay, we cannot contribute that much. We will be followers. Of course, there should be followers. But when you need to take the leadership, you should take the leadership. When you need to follow, you should follow the good leaders. That's all. So, running a country, being responsible to the citizens is not a job. So you have to have a very big heart for that. So when you see the politicians fooling here our people, and when you see these people, actually we feel very sad one way. We have to talk about this as well. So it's not a point for the discussion now, but appreciate the leadership. And you can be a follower, but you have to be leader whenever it's necessary, when it comes to your organization, your household, for the goodness, for you, for the surrounding. So that's why human beings are special creatures. Yes. They are on this earth for some purposes. So we have to understand those. So he's even Honorable Lee Kuan Yew is a very, very, how to say, morally developed person. So he's not just physical, Yeah. They are great people. They have their own philosophies. They know even to save a country, serve a country, and even they know about their salvation as well. Salvation means according to his religion. He know his goals of life, personal lives. So I'm very sure he achieved those as well. Because even at very old age, to have that kind of brain, to have that kind of wisdom, not everyone can possibly. At this age, still he is close to 80 plus age. Yeah, they are still performing. මිනිස්සු ගොඩක් ගත්තාම අවුරුදු 80 පෙන්නට පස්සේ ගොත ගහනවා මතක නැහැ කිසිදු. Movies is because that's the way they lived. Just pass the time. So you should not be like that. You should not be like that. Try to unleash your potential. So to become a very good entrepreneur, also you have to be a very good leader. And also to become a very good leader, it won't come. There should be some reasons, causes to make your leadership appears. So one and the key thing to make your leadership appears is to understand the ecosystem. Understand the ecosystem. Understand the ecosystem of your office, of your fellow officers, of your department, and the other departments in your organization, and your company in time, and your localities, surroundings. Everything matters. Okay? Everything matters. That is very important. When you have this sense, it is natural that you will improve. You have to have this right view on you. Simple example, for a tree, let's say a small plant, when it receives the water, the carbon dioxide or the source from the air, whatever, and the sunshine, it naturally grows. Tree is not trying to grow fast or anything, but trees are very solidly growing when the sunshine is there, when the water is there, when the nutrients is there. So that's how the tree is. So we are also like trees. Don't try to, yeah, you cannot strive to be a leader, but if you receive the necessary sunshine, the water, like the plants, not to say sunshine, but there is a kind of sunshine. Yes. So you will grow. You will grow for a purpose. Tree is helping the society, the environment, socio-economic sustainability. Trees, the forests are part of that. So you will be the same for the socio-economic sustainability. We are also living beings. But the specialty is we have some very good thinking capability. And the humans are considered higher end animals. Okay, higher end. So we cannot say animals, but the highest end creatures. Okay, the highest end creatures. So that's why. So we have to understand ourselves, not the animals, but creatures. But most humans, you can see something like animals. They have the human bodies, but they behave like animals. If you see the news and all, you can see how we are getting into more animal forms. That's why. So, so don't try to control yourself, but controlling is of course one of the key parts, but naturally inclined to the humanity, you have to receive some good knowledge and exposure. That is very important. Yeah. So then you can be inclined more towards humanity. That's all. No pure human beings are there. That's the issue really. No pure human beings, even though they are in the shape of humans. So I believe you got some messages, okay, out of this discussion. So the next is we will really look into the ecosystems. So this is Mr. Main there now. We're supposed to do the presentation about ecosystem, but normally Jatin is here, Mr. Jatin. So Mainaka is supposed to give a presentation today. Anyway, okay, as I promised, because from my side I talked that I will talk about the ecosystem of SI. This is, now you know that even I am not qualified to talk about SIA ecosystem. You should realize by now. Yes, because if you look into SIA, the statistics, the information and all, you should feel that this is not a joke. Right? That's all. But anyway, we feel to discuss this because we can learn a lot. In any business ecosystem, the very first thing is leadership, no matter politics or whatever. It is not about the knowledge. So you should know that leadership is very, very important. So we have no words to say how important the leaderships for an organization, okay? Not only for organizations, even for a country. Leadership is very important. It is not about knowledge. Leadership is something I'm not going to discuss about leaderships because it is very tough. Okay, so in the video you have noticed that. Okay, you have noticed that there are pilots. So that is the operations. So pilots are the higher end operation uh, team, pilots. So it's a profession, quite demanding professionals, but they are in operations. Above operations, there should be administration. Even let me share with you one experience, not to say experience, I know that even hospitals, the chief of the hospital is a hospital director. He may have only MBBS with some managerial trainings, maybe hospital director. But there are consultants, some maybe even have the professor capacities, very great consultants. So even these consultants address the director of the hospital, sir or madam, because director is on top of the power. Because that director serves as a leadership for that setup. Okay, so let's say this is administration. That's one. So under administration, there can be even the very good professionals are working under administration. Operations, even hospital can be a good example. So these things has linkages. So this is together forms the organization, let's say. That's why the leadership is very important. Same the administration. All depends on the leadership. That's why if the leadership doesn't show the leadership, yes, administration, all they will not follow. That is the nature of humans. Nature of humans. Somehow the leaders should. Okay, somehow the leaders should. Somehow the leaders should make the others not to follow, but at least to listen, understand, and cooperate. Okay. So leadership, administration, operation. Let me consider these things for this system maybe. So this column, I just put this as a column. Okay. So I put this column here. Let's take a little time. Okay. Different color. Okay. So you are here somewhere. Okay, you are here somewhere. But Okay, you are here somewhere, but you should feel that here there is another level. Okay, there is another level. So for SIA case, whatever, this can be the country. Okay, this can be the country. Yes. Okay. So this can, we have little signal issues today as usual. You also may be experiencing this. This can be the country. So yeah, something like that. Okay. So with the national level interactions, so Jacob interactions. Yes. The national level interaction. Footage. Yes. Inputs and outputs. Okay. Inputs and outputs. Okay. So I prefer to put here a national means you can see the connectivity. Okay. So here I will put one. responsibility. Very nice. And actually, that's why. So we should respect the leadership. That is a very good attitude. We should respect the leadership. So if we are not respecting leaderships, it's natural that one day you will create, you may, okay, one day you may face problems, or sometimes you may create problems for the leadership. Okay, unless you can be a better leader than the existing one. Yes. So there may be a ways of not to undermine, but cooperate with some good hearts. That's why attitude is very important. Leaders' attitudes. Otherwise, if your leader is okay, even there can be weaknesses, but don't compare. Respecting leadership is a good quality that takes care of you and the organization very well. So those are the knowledge that we are receiving even in these cases. So have a good understanding, have a respect for the leadership. But of course, when it comes to the leaderships in Sri Lanka, Sri Lankan leaderships in organizations, okay, there can be some mixed opinions, but no choice about that. There can be some mixed opinions because I think my observation may be right, but still, if he or she is the leader, so no choice but you have to cooperate. Because if cooperating with the leadership is the best interest of the company, you should cooperate. Keeping aside your opinions. Okay, keeping aside your opinions. Kita hadagan. So that is very important. So it's obvious that survival of this organization is mainly because of the country itself. So country is the immediate, okay, the part of the ecosystem. So here you may have stakeholder elements. I just put here stakeholder elements. Maybe your business partners or material suppliers, right? Or even can be consultants, or maybe the environmental authorities, maybe the your neighborhoods, even your families, maybe other institutions like maybe import, export to ports, whatever logistics. So there can be this kind of stakeholders at your input side. Same way at the output side, there can be stakeholders as well. Okay? There can be stakeholders at the output side as well. Okay? So where is the environment? Environment. So before that, okay? So let me draw one more. Yes, another level maybe. So I put a world. Okay, this is a tip of a tip of an iceberg. There can be world. Okay, world means the other countries, rest of the country. This may not be your interest, but if you can fail this, it is good. Okay, rest of the countries. So even as we talk, maybe let's say sometimes even the forests in another country, okay, maybe your component of ecosystem. There can be like this. So you are receiving, you are receiving. Should be receiving. And also you should be delivering as well. Okay? Delivering as well. So that is the second layer. So where is the environment? So probably environment. I will draw another. Okay, I will draw another. Okay, for the environment. This should be okay. Okay, so this one I will mark as the environment. Here, environment. is not separate for separate countries. Environment is. Even here, probably you can put the packaging. We can put yes. If we put environment here, probably we will have another little block. That's it. Not sure. How we do this? Yes, now it should be okay. So we have to define those. I don't know. Just this one. Receive to the system. Let's receive to the system. Okay, so this is environment, local level, maybe this is the global level. That is okay. I just put it here. See, awesome. Okay, environment is a stakeholder for sure. Okay, so you should give it. Very nice. Yeah, great. Receive. Maybe. Okay. So I just draw only this one because understanding this is very tough. Okay, very difficult. But we have a sense that as we mentioned, understanding this is quite challenging. Okay, understanding this is quite challenging, but we can understand, we can try to understand little by little, because if we know what to learn, slowly we will gain the knowledge. Okay, so this one is understanding ecosystem. So in general, from the SIA, what we have learned is there should be a leadership. Okay, that's right. So justification for this. And there should be this leadership responsible for country. Okay. And there is administration and operations responsible for leadership. Because leadership is representing country. That's right. So that is very important. Okay. That's why I got this as an example. So stakeholders are there at the country levels, world levels, and of course when it comes to the planet level is environment. Okay, planet level. So okay. This is planet. So very good word. Planet level. You can have this kind of a little. Okay, I just draw this together with you. Okay. And slowly when you can have where is you, your position or whatever, which sector you are representing and how this, your contribution. Okay. You are responsibly delivering for the leadership because leadership responsible for the country. So when you think in that way, you will have a sense of leadership. That's the point. You will have a sense of leadership. You will have a sense of leadership. Then you know that you are no more just an employee. Okay? You have that sense of leadership because you know that your contribution is for a good cause. Okay? Profits, it is only part of your contribution for the company. Okay? So I think this is very nice. Okay, that's how you should improve. We should improve our leaderships. Right. We have issues, of course. We have issues means that not many have this understanding. So when you play exceptional, okay, so you may have resistances. That's the nature. That's the nature. Okay, you have resistances. So we have learned a lot from this line case. Just check it out in the next slide. Okay. The leaderships are different really. To see everybody like that. Okay. So you can see different level of leaderships, different styles of leaderships you can see. Right. Leadership is leadership. We have to respect it. We have to support it. Those are employee ethics. Okay. Employee ethics. Of course. Sorry. Employee ethics. Okay. Of course, employees, they have rights as well, but they have ethics as well. Yes. When your ethics are to the fullest, you will get more than your rights. That's also very, how to say, important phenomena. Okay? Very important phenomena. Somehow I wish to do this. Yes. Is Mr. Manager there today? Present about. Not here today. Jadi buku tamu ini kena ini ada present කරන්න. You? I know the key. You? Yes. So anyone can comment on this? Can anyone comment on this? Do you feel some sense? Because this is a model only. Okay, this is a model. This is not real, of course, obviously not real, but the kind of a model to comprehend a bit and to move forward. Yes, comprehend a bit and to move forward. So, Any comments? Any comments? Jackie, මොනවද කියන්න පුළුවන්? Any inputs from your side? Anyone can? We will look into the rest. Yes. Okay. So still we are here in understanding ecosystem and business ecosystem. Right? So before that, we will look into this customers. Okay? Customers ecosystem. Of your customer, stakeholders, holders, or maybe consumers. Consumers. Did you feel that? When it comes to consumers, okay? When it comes to consumers, or even customers, okay? The stakeholders. The customers and consumers. So it is very important. That's a word, okay? That is a word we call satisfaction. Customers and consumers satisfaction. That is very, very important. Okay? That is extremely important. Satisfaction. So this one. So customers and consumers satisfaction. Definitely you have to think about this in more deep ways. In more deep ways. Satisfaction is related to this something like result, you know. Satisfaction is a result or outcome, fulfilling this. Okay, fulfilling this. So definitely, if you can understand the ecosystem component related to a customer or consumer, you may fulfill it. Then customer will be more satisfied. Energy saving or disposal solutions, or somehow you can say lot of things you can consider. Okay, that's why producing something, okay, eco-friendly means there is a connectivity for customer satisfaction. Okay, customer satisfaction. So then comes naturally The innovations are very important. Innovations and the product definitions. Okay? Product definitions. Everything will come. Okay? Product definitions. Product and service definition. It's all we call it. Both products and services. Let's say all we call it products. Okay? Product definition. Now you may feel a bit about this. How important this. Okay? How important this. Yeah, very nice. Okay. So the product definitions. No matter this can be innovations, okay, in food industry, or maybe consumables, or maybe you are supporting industry. If your industry is supporting industries, you can think a lot about this. So finally, all will be related to innovations. Okay, so it's very nice. So this is understanding ecosystem. Okay, and put this innovation this side. I have a reason here. Satisfaction. So this is our responsibility. Okay, this is our responsibility. Not to say they should buy whatever we produce, no such thing. Okay. In that way, we are little bit short-sighted. Okay, and it shows that our business, the enterprise leadership is not up to that. Of course, there can be limitations, but customer satisfaction is our responsibility. Okay, so that is very important. You have to achieve your bottom line of making profits and all, but these are the things. Customer, end use. Okay. Another better word is end user. Fine. Just take this stakeholders out here. End user. End use. Okay. Yes, very nice. And the importance of this is when you have this approach, yes, when you have this approach, you believe me, so you will be a trendsetter. trendsetter. New ideas, new approaches, you may be the first to initiate. See, it is something like really sunshine. Okay, really something like sunshine. So things will be in place. So nice. All are satisfied. So you are satisfied too. Okay, the organization will flourish. So understanding ecosystem is very important. So the issue is this is a very challenging scope. Very challenging scope. So you will slowly understand this. So the only important thing is to have this basic sage. So even sometimes you are meeting individuals as your consumers. Individuals. Yeah. So individuals. Consumer doesn't mean the physical appearance. Consumer doesn't mean the physical appearance. So understanding consumers, it is something you have to have a little bit, how to say, not only a maturity but good heart to understand the consumers. That is very important. Those who understand the consumers, they will really do a very good contribution. But those who don't understand and those who don't understand the, 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 their own companies, their own companies, even then they can do the dirty things. So they don't know what consumers are, they don't know what they are. Okay, so they are doing something different. So importing garbage containers and maybe playing too much in the share markets. So it is not the way the true the entrepreneurs, the responsible entrepreneurs are different. So we can see through that this Jinasena Industries. So they are good really, even the John Keels, like that. Those are good industries in way. There can be such good, very good industries. But there are some not that, how to say, appreciable industries are also there. Not to say the industry is not appreciable, but their approach, the leadership, the complications of their opinions, negligence of the customers, all lead to low quality outputs and only thinking of money. So those are something like deals. So we should be not in that basket to that category. That is very important. So everything can be understood only if we have an awareness of this ecosystem. Very important thing is your leadership will grow. Leadership will grow. Let me put another column here. Leadership flourish at all levels. Flourish. That is very good. Leadership flourished at all levels. So this will be a wonderful organization. So that So running your own business, own enterprise, so that is one of the topics here. Can we be entrepreneurs? Can we be entrepreneurs? For that. Okay. Answer is very simple. So, if you have this understanding, okay, with the knowledge of the other necessary pillars, example like building your first capital, some financial management, about innovations, all the risk-taking abilities, maybe minimize the risks and all. So you can really start something probably at your levels, maybe in a smaller way or in a bigger way. When you have this sense, once you start, surely that will grow. That will grow. So advisors, consultants means can we. Can't we be means we can, of course, at different levels with different scopes, or even not only doing your current job, so you can perform extra. So when you have this understanding, even little bit extra working, you feel that is not for money, but you have some good opinions because your young ages contributing extra may not be an issue. Even Japanese, they work for the companies 2 hours extra free. So that's how their cultures are built. The leadership is appreciated and leadership is very good. Highest quality leadership. So that's why the leadership matters. So everything depends on the leadership. So at least if there are no leaders, you can be when you have this understanding. You can move forward. Yes, it's very nice. If you want to practice and leaders. Straight answer. Is the straight answer. This basic knowledge is extremely important. So even when you have this, so you know that environment is definitely part of that. Even you can print this, you can do a better one. Post or paste this, display this at a suitable place. Slowly you will be receiving more sunshine to grow. So this is simple. So once this, you see this, this reminds you something. This reminds you something. So you are here, your family is here, your surrounding is here, the country is here, the world is here, the planet is here, everything is here. So you will be a very good, responsible global citizen. Even I feel good about this knowledge. Even I am learning really. That's all. So when it comes to environmental management subject, this has a huge relevance because we are still outlining the background. So the background is for you to work with. It should be useful, it should be workable, and it should build up some interest and some energy for you to move forward. So that is very important when it comes to receiving knowledge at your levels, because Even you may not find this in textbooks. But somehow lucky we are. We can have this knowledge. It's very good. So human resource management challenges. Now you can feel. Okay. So when you understand ecosystem and when your leadership qualities will grow, then you can take up the challenges. The example is the video, this great leader. That's how they are taking the challenges. Yes. They did the very reasonable contribution for this pilot unit. Their salaries above average. Yes, sir. And then unnecessary demands, maybe creating problems. So that's how they are fearless to take the moves. Okay? Fearless to take the moves because they are in the right footings. So when you are in the right footings, human resource management is not a challenge. So this is about the leadership. So even your employees, the subordinates working under you are your people. So you have a good opinion on them. Okay? You can tolerate them, you can groom them, and as your power will be displayed, okay, it will be reflected, your energy levels. So that's why finally, leadership has the answer for this HRM challenges. Leadership, not the administration. So that's why. So you have to grow your leadership. Even can't we be entrepreneurs? The answer is very simple. Improve your leadership. Understanding your customers' ecosystem connectivity. Understand your ecosystem and improve your leadership. Understanding business ecosystem helps to improve your leadership, and your leadership will help to improve your understanding of business ecosystem. That's why leadership matters. Leadership matters. That is very important. So it's 10:20 and I think we have no much time to look into the other topics, but I think this is one of the very good discussions turned out. For you this is okay, but for B1 students this would be tough because they may have lack of exposure. So somehow I will ask you to prepare some presentations for the B1 students to get some good experience, because this will be in the exam paper for sure. Yeah, this will be in the question paper. So sometimes we are facing challenges. For you this is okay, but for B1 this may be a little bit tough. So leadership very important. I have read a story, this is just a story only, at the bird shops. There are birds are for sale. So maybe the same group of birds, okay. So all have similar prices, but one bird has a very high price. එකම ජාතිය කුරුල්ලෝ ටිකක් ඉන්නවා ෂොප් එකක බර්ඩ් ෂොප් එක කුරුල්ලෙකුට විතර මිල හරි වැඩි. The customer is very curious about this. එකම ජාතිය කුරුල්ලෝ මේ එකෙකුට විතරක් ලොකු ගාණක් තියෙනවා. පස්සේ බලමු කිව්වා the owner said that yes, the other birds calling him boss. That's why he is expensive. No other reasons. That bird is doing nothing. Same ordinary, but all the other birds are calling him boss. Because of that, that particular bird is expensive. Boss means, boss is not a simple word, but it's about the leadership. It's about the leadership.